Hi, I'm Kellie Brown, and this is my handmade home. I'm a digital creator and I work in the fashion, home, and lifestyle space. I'm not a studied interior designer, and I don't really think you have to be to create a really curated and stylish home. I like to call myself a connoisseur of cool. Like, I don't care what it is. If I think it's cool, I think it's cool. It's really just about like identifying what you like. I would definitely say I was heavily influenced by my mom. She was always changing the paint color, adding in art. We used to go to flea markets together. My dad had really beautiful taste. They were just really proud of their home and loved to decorate it and take good care of it. So I grew up really appreciating the things around me. I started out as a fashion publicist in entertainment. That is kind of how my blog evolved. And so I was like OG blogger girl. Fashion, lifestyle, beauty, travel, all that fun stuff. And I just gravitated toward an industry where I wanted to see more people like me. And I would say over the last year, Deeply Madly Modern was like fully born. Through that, I've been able to create a series, Home Decor Homies, where we just hang out and talk about furniture and our love of design. But it's been just incredible to see what it's turned into. I set out to make a space that felt collected, really art inspired. Initially, the space felt gallery-like to me. It felt lofty. And so initially it was kind of like, I want like a comfortable art gallery. Vintage art that I've collected, art that I created, and then there's some special pieces from contemporary artists that I really love. I think it's really about curation, collecting. The intention is that it needs to make me feel good, whatever that means. But yeah, I love strange little things. And then mixing materials. So there's a lot of stone, metal, wood, antiques. I do love contemporary pieces and newer things, but with so many things, furniture ending up in landfills, I like the idea of secondhand shopping. When I moved in, the fireplace and the beams were painted this like awful shade of brown that I did not care for. I was like, no thank you. Because they weren't brown like wood. It was very obviously painted brown. There's a great brown and then there's a not so great brown. It was the other kind. So I painted the fireplace and the archway matte black and the beams white just to kind of make it feel open and airy. I just wanted to create a bright, fun, cozy, open space, and I think it was a great decision. I found the green sofa and I was like, must have her, have to have it. It's modern but cozy and sort of soft edge, something that you feel like you can just collapse onto. And it really did indicate kind of the rest of the space because green is my favorite color. It just puts me in a really good mood, but it's balanced with lots of neutral pieces, wood and glass. So mixing those things and then bringing it across with like this little touch. So it's a touch green. Renter-friendly solution, always change the light fixtures. These are vintage. I found them on Etsy. I love vintage Italian postmodern pieces, and I thought that they would be another really cute pop of green. It's really about balance, spreading out the color, and there's something that everyone notices when they come in. Funny enough, the green painting came before the sofa. I wanted to try a really large piece, and I think it turned out pretty great, so I hung it above the green sofa. I recently figured out that painting means a lot to me, and it turned out to be something that I didn't really know that I could do. And I love the idea of trying a new thing and discovering that you not only like it, but you're good at it. So I think that would be what I'm most proud of. And then it's just fun to have cool art all over my house that I painted. Enter the dining room. I love to entertain. I love having family and friends over, and I think it's so perfect. This is a recent little gallery that I did. These are pieces of art that I painted, kind of playing with shapes and color and textures and things. My beautiful friend Tommy did this photograph and framed it for me. And then these are vintage pieces that I found at different flea markets. This is Babatunde. I found this on one of those like OfferUp type sites. It was priced at like $80 for this huge sculpture. I'm obsessed with it. It is so beautiful and so heavy, but he's a centerpiece. And more thrifted finds from one of the dealers at the flea market. I get my inspiration from everywhere. Lots of travel, art, thrifted finds, but also Pinterest. We love that, right? So I think everywhere would be the answer. Now we enter my art studio, which is a low-key disaster always. But it's a working studio. I like to paint in there because it's small and sort of secluded, and so it lets me sort of turn off. And also the lighting is beautiful. It's just a really charming little space. And the archway makes me happy. I don't know, it's silly, but I love it. Originally, I thought it was gonna be a place where I like put a yoga mat down or like meditate. I had a sofa in here. This has had like a lot of lives, this room. Never went back there. But once I started painting, it gave me a reason to use the space and I ended up really liking it. Okay, so office, where the magic happens, where I'm answering emails and doing FaceTimes, Zoom calls, all exciting stuff. Again, a lot of white with the walls, white with the light fixture, and then the color is kind of on the low side. So the color is sort of grounding. My blue desk, that makes me so happy. And my very comfortable red desk chair. I'm obsessed. Okay, I put a few things that I love to look at. Talk about Handmade. My sweet friend, photographer and work wife, was having a birthday party during mask mandate time. So she decided to have everyone dress up like ghosts. And she shot this awesome photo shoot. And when I saw it, I was like, this is art. So I blew it up and framed it. One of my favorite things in here. I love absurd objects that are oversized. This is a push pin, just a silly little flea market find, but it made me really happy. Definitely handmade, not by me, but by someone. I won the Street Style Award for Essence magazine. I was like in this category with like Rihanna and all these like amazing, huge people, and me. We all won. I think it was all of us, but yeah, I like to keep that there, just a little sweet reminder. We belong, you know? I call this the Nook room. So here's just where I love to sit and have my coffee in the morning. It is super just comfortable. It has the most immaculate lighting all day long, and sitting there and just enjoying coffee kind of wakes me up. These are thrifted finds, again, like on one of those marketplaces for super cheap, and I just thought it worked perfectly. When I moved in, the floors were this sort of like very big box store renter grade tile that didn't really speak to the space at all. I thought that the space really called for like kind of the traditional black and white or checkered tiles from the time. So I did just a renter friendly sticky floor tile version of that, and it transformed the space. I did make this. I painted it on the wall. And this was another like early I didn't know I could paint moment. And I just squared off a piece of the wall and I thought I was just gonna doodle, and this sort of happened. And now I'm a little sad that it's on the wall because it's one of my favorite things that I painted and I can't take it with me. Welcome to my strangely large bedroom. The room is so large, it makes it hard to feel cozy. And so my approach in this room was softness, texture, textiles, bringing more red into the room, and the velvet feels like really luxurious and the high wingback feels kind of old world, but also still kind of pulled together. I just knew I needed an Italian grandma writer recluse, call me by your name room. Warmth, coziness, and vibes. One of the fun things about this room is how collected everything is. It is really a hodgepodge of things that I found online, flea markets. I found these masks, these dressers, everything in here, except generally like the bed and the rug, which is from Ruggable. I just wanted a little more color. And then fun little objects that we love. We love the giant hand so much, again, playing with scale. This is also Italian. I love this like modernness with all the antique-ness going on in here. Those are technical terms, so if you're a designer, feel free to look those up. But yeah, I love it. And this gorgeous bed, I love this because the room is a play on contemporary and antique, modern and old world. And so the bed does both things for me. The wood on the bottom, obsessed. And then again, the coziness, the texture of the boucle, the rounded edges. The throws by me, I wanted to do a fun Renaissance type of feel, but with chubbier, browner girls. In the second 2020s approach, so there's like an iPhone, there's a coffee cup, and they're all wearing like My Poppy listening glasses and lots of like layered golds, and it plays in like a new old theme. It just is like begging you to jump in. And again, bringing in the colors from the rug, adding a little more color in this corner. I love this room. I love my bed. I love hanging out in here. It's like the place that I come at the end of a long day, slathered in all sorts of serums, and I'm watching something before bed. It makes me so happy. And there it is. What I would hope to inspire for other people is to try things, be adventurous. It doesn't need to be cost prohibitive. It's really just about curation, taking your time, and making sure that you love your space and other people's opinions honestly do not matter. And I think sometimes people need permission to give themselves that. So yeah, that would be something that I hope that people can take away if they're looking to, make a change in their space. Like this video and subscribe to Handmade for more home tours just like this.